developed. Overseas, the late night shows start from 10 p.m. and last till about 2, 3, 4 a.m. Since we started 24-hour channels, how many late night shows are on in Nigeria? None. Because we do not have a system that recognizes creativity. About 6 years ago, I was invited by some Nollywood practitioners to come speak to the then President Jonathan. And when we came, they all talked about the things they needed, which was money. And I did not say anything. Amaka Igwe and I were quietly, because we had talked before we got there. And Amaka Igwe said, Ali, shoot. And I said to Mr. President, I said, sir, we do not need your money. Just create the enabling environment. That's all. And just because he said he was going to give us 500 million naira for the Nigerian Entertainment Intervention Scheme, banks started opening accounts department for entertainment. Just so that when that dollar comes, it will come to them. But you know what? That wasn't what we needed. We just needed a structure that drives the entertainment industry to achieve its greatness. I'll tell you something. When I finished speaking, there was nobody there that liked me, apart from Amaka. Because as I told him, and about like 4 years later, when he was running for the second term, we had a meeting again, and I told him, I said, sir, we had a meeting with you before, and I told you this, that we did not need your money. AY did 30 days in Atlanta, and he made close to 300 million. If you're running for an election, AY can give you 50 million. But instead, we have a crop of people who believe it is best to take from the government. And then when the monies were released, it was given to people instead of for the generality of us to survive. What is our biggest problem in entertainment and arts? It's piracy. And this is a simple way that piracy works. You buy a taxi and expect that you're going to use the taxi to feed your family, and somebody steals it. Didn't change the color, didn't change anything, but drives it around. And then you tell the police, that's my taxi. They say, buy another one. That's exactly what is happening to piracy and to our entertainment industry. Because you have spent over 20, 30 million to produce a movie, just like the first speaker said, and you can't recover the money. And so there's a pirate that is waiting with about 50,000 naira to duplicate your movie. So he didn't spend money, he has no overhead, he had no cost. And then he makes 10 million. He keeps the 10 million and is waiting for the next movie. You did not make 5 million. And so when you want to shoot the next one, you have to beg all the other people to please just help me. I didn't recover money from the last one. So what it means is that the lifestyle and the earnings of the other people you're begging begins to drop. And the pirates are living well. And they even sell these pirated CDs at police barracks. Creation of programs. Creativity means that you need to create programs. We're going into a digital age, and in the digital age, there's need for content. The content is what drives television stations. But you have manager programs in television stations, director programs in television stations. They don't create programs. They arrange the programs that other people bring. So what do you pay the manager programs and director programs for? Non-creativity. And so after a while, he suggests, let's get some Telemundo and put on our airtime. Or live transmission of a political. Those are not creative events. Fashion. Fashion never had it so good in Nigeria. Now, with social media, broadcast media, and live performances, As an entertainer, it costs you more to live well and dress well, because what you wear today, you can't wear it tomorrow. And what does it mean? It means that there's a market, huge market for fashion designers, because people need to look good every day. I built Excusez-moi in 2005. And before I built Excusez-moi in 2005, Excusez-moi is my event venue. And I went to banks and told them of the potentials that I saw in events venues. None of them answered me. And I built Excusez-moi. Luckily, or unfortunately for them, 2 years later, after Excusez-moi was set up, they were coming to use Excusez-moi. Banks were paying to use it for end-of-year parties. And one of them even went ahead to build another event center for himself. So what does that mean? It means that the potentials are there, people don't see it, and people will not invest in it because there is crude oil to invest in. They would rather give you money to import fuel than give you money to set up an event center. If this kind of place were in Lagos, it would be fully booked. But they won't build this. They'll build a tank farm instead. One issue that is a big problem now is that musical artists are making a lot of money but are spending it. Why? They are not investing the money. Record companies have disappeared from Nigeria. We need record companies back. Artist managers are part of the success of the music industry. But artist managers are disappearing because people who are now artist managers are people who have for do. Just join, just to manage you. In fact, most artist managers are now PAs. They contribute nothing to the artist, but take. And until that is sorted, a lot of you just know that that is the potential that you can even get in. I will soon round up. And I'll say this. In Nigeria now, a lot of people came into stand-up comedy because, one, they saw that there was money in it. And what does the money do? The money makes them live large. It gives them a good life. Back in the days, like the time I talked to my dad, if you mention that you wanted to be a comedian, they will laugh at you. I walked into somebody's office, Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission, in 1993, and when I mentioned that I was going to be the MC for an event, and the malam that entertained me said, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm a comedian." "How much do you charge?" I said, 10,000 naira. He said, "Leave, don't close the door." He did not negotiate. Fast forward 10 years later, his daughter was getting married here in Abuja at the Congress Hall. I charged him 3 million naira. I didn't blink. It's important to know that the damage that we have now is because there was no cultural policy. There was no entertainment policy. There was no arts policy. The National Theatre, that should have been the hub for driving the entertainment sector, is dead. I say again, if you have policies that would make the entertainment industry conducive for people to invest in, our potentials will fly. For instance, why is there a special fraud unit to handle financial crimes in banks? Why is there a mobile police bomb squad to handle such? Why is there an EFCC to tackle economic crimes? And we do not have the anti-piracy squad of the mobile policemen. If out of the $500 million, you had spent $5 million in setting up the anti-piracy squad, give them 10 4 pickups, to patrol Lagos and pick up anyone who is selling pirated CDs. The market will drop.